Hello and welcome back to Utterly Unfiltered with Tash and
Cara. Hey guys, thank you for coming back again
yes,
this week.
Thank you for joining us.
Hope you're having a great week. We're at Hump Day,
We are.
if I'm not mistaken, so that's fun.
We are.
Yeah, I always feel so much more inspired on a Wednesday, just mentally. Because especially when it gets to...
It's not Wednesday today.
Don't these come out on a Wednesday?
Oh my god, yes it is Wednesday today. I'm so sorry.
We're recording on a Tuesday,
I was
but
like,
it's
what
a
are
Wednesday.
you on about? It is
Yeah.
Wednesday, you're right.
It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Don't mind me.
Let's celebrate.
Yes, let's.
How are you? I mean, well, okay, firstly, I'll introduce the topic of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all about learning to back yourself. So how you're getting more conviction in your opinions.
Yes.
Well-
This is a little realization that I've had a little while ago, actually, and actually has continued to be true, which sometimes is quite nice, because I write these episodes whenever I get inspiration, right? And I'll, come up with something, and I'll note some points down, and chuck it in our little shared Notion.
Ask ChatGPT for a
I'll
little bit
ask
of help.
ChatGPT for some help in what I'm actually saying.
Because AI is taking over our
Taking
brains
over
and
my
the world.
world, yeah. And it can actually find hotels and book them for you now and everything.
But no, that's scary. I don't like it.
So
I don't
good.
like it.
It's so good.
In fact, Ali said that to me because he was messaging me on Insta saying I need to prepare some before you came this morning.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, can you please make Tash and I something in South African something?" He must have learned it from his South African colleagues. He loves just throwing South African things at me now.
He does, yeah.
And I said, "Oh, I'll have to ask ChatGPT what that is." And he was like, "There is Google, you donkey," or something. And I was like, "Yeah, but does anyone use that? You're in the
No.
Stone Ages." And then Ali said, "Well, we'll all be in the Stone Ages or the Dark Ages when AI takes over."
Yeah.
And it's true. By the way, the thing he wanted me to make was a cheese toasty. And I was like, as if you think I have bread in the house. Come on.
I mean, but also, why is it special if it's just the cheese toasty?
I think it's maybe how you do it. I think you do it on the barbecue, maybe.
Ooh.
What did he say it's called? Hold on. Let me look at it. Because and then I did have to Google it.
I actually do love a cheese toasty, though, saying that.
It's called... Braai broodkie. So I think you do it on the braai. So you do it on the fire. So it's like a toasty that you do on the fire, which I used to have in South Africa all the time.
Well, there you go.
And it was delicious.
There you go. It's exactly what you said.
That's
to you
exactly
then.
what it is. But
Yeah.
I don't have cheese in it. Well, I have cheese, but I don't have bread.
Ah,
So
like
I can barbecue some cheese for you
Ooh,
if you like.
yummy.
No, I can't do that. Don't know how I like the barbecue. Sorry, that was a lie. I'm a bit useless.
That's so funny.
What
We're
can I
cooking
say?
all week this week. Because when we moved to my parents, we were like, Dad made some
Ooh.
deal with us about how often we'd cook.
Was that you?
As
Was that you
payment.
basically saying I can come and be fed?
You can if you want.
No,
yeah.
I'm joking. I'm so bad at it. I said
We're
it to my
making-
parents as well. I was like,
We're
excuse me.
making pesto pasta with chicken tonight, but vegan chicken.
I'm
for
really
me.
joking. I'm not
And
inviting
then you
myself.
can go for it if
I'm
you want.
really not inviting myself. I'm inviting myself to my parents, though. I'm like,
Yes.
look after me. I'm your child. You should be concerned about my welfare.
They got to feed you. Yeah.
You have to feed me.
Yeah. Yes, we're doing a lot of cooking this week, which is actually quite nice. I made yesterday. Ali made braised tofu,
Ooh.
with broccoli and edamame beans.
God.
It was really nice.
So what's in your plan? So you were telling me I interrupted. So you did that last night. You're doing pesto and chicken tonight.
Yes. Then tomorrow I'm making a cauliflower and feta frittata,
Oh God, delicious.
and then Thursday we're doing a chili with baked sweet potato.
We are supposedly podcasting tomorrow. No.
Yeah, I think we are. Oh yeah, you can. Oh my god, yeah, of course you can join us for a bit. It's frittata tomorrow. I don't know how you feel about frittatas.
What's frittatas?
It's almost like a bit of an omelette.
Oh yeah, no, delicious.
You like that? Okay, there you go. I never really know
I
where
pretty
you
much
stand
eat
with some
I
food.
pretty much eat most foods now that I'm veggie.
It's just
I have to.
It's just fruit that you don't like, right?
Basically, but I love all veggies.
But all
Or literally
vegetables are fine.
Even beetroot, I'll eat it now. I don't love it, but I'll eat it.
Do you remember when I made you a beetroot chocolate cake?
Yeah, and you didn't tell me.
No, I didn't
And then I ate
till
it and
afterwards.
loved it, and then you were like, "It's got beetroot," and I was like, "Huh."
Yeah. It was like something, I don't know, I had this weird power trip when I was younger where I was like, I need to make Cara
used
eat
to.
vegetables.
You did,
So I
yeah.
used to try everything I could. I made courgette cakes,
That was nice though.
carrot cakes.
Yeah.
All sorts of things to make you eat vegetables.
Tash made a banana cake the last time that we did the podcast. We were supposed to do 4 episodes. We did 2.
Yeah.
Because Tash just decided to make a cake.
I was just making cake.
And then I didn't get offered any, but I know you know that I don't like banana.
No.
But this could have been one of the things you made me try to see if I could like it, because it
Ali
smelled
didn't-
fucking good.
So both Ali and my friend Lucy, neither of them used to like banana cake until I made banana cake, and they both devoured.
Oh, that was nice. that you let them have some. That's so sweet of you.
Well, it's because I used to live
That's
with
great.
Lucy, so she
That's
used to
cool.
get
Fine.
some
Didn't want
banana
any
cake. I'm pretty sure
anyway.
she didn't used to like banana cake until I made it. I'm
To be
pretty
fair,
sure.
I smashed all of your pretzels and then had a drink, so
Yes.
I won't complain. Whereas I offer you herbal tea and reuse the tea bag.
It's delicious herbal
And Tash
tea.
brings her own food.
I brought my own breakfast this morning.
I'm so glad you did. I literally have nothing in the house.
Only because I didn't have time to eat before I left the house because I was faffing around as per usual.
Like, I was proud of myself last night. I got back from band practice at like 9. So I ate dinner at like 9:30. But I just shoved some like chicken goujons, corn chicken goujons in the
Yummy.
oven. Put them in a wrap. Grated some cheese. No, in fact, yes. Then I had fajita seasoning.
Ooh.
But I was like, how do I make this? Because then I put the corn... Usually, like, I'll fry up, like, corn chicken pieces and then do it with the water and then put the spice in. But these were in the oven. So I just, like, sprinkled some powder on top and I put some water on, which made them a little soggy.
That's so funny.
And then I put them in my wrap. This is, like, MasterChef tips, guys. We should do cooking. We should do a cooking,
What are you going to
version
bring
of
to
this.
the table, Cara?
exactly what I'm describing. You're welcome. Put it in a wrap. Put some peri-peri mayo.
Yeah. Ooh, yum.
I didn't have lettuce. That was very sad. So cheese, peri-peri mayo, spiced chicken goujons in a wrap. Bish, bash, bosh.
It's good.
Yeah, it was probably not nutritious at all because it's just
Not a
protein and
vegetable
carbs.
in sight.
Not a vegetable in sight. I do love veggies, so I really do.
Yeah.
Like the idea of that veggie curry you described that you and Hanny made on the weekend, which was like, what did you say? Like feta and
Salad.
yeah, those salads. Sorry.
Yeah, we did like watermelon, rockets, cucumber, tomatoes, feta, halloumi, pumpkin seeds,
Oof.
like all sorts.
So that's like my dream.
Yeah, it was
I
really
would
good.
smash that. I really, really would. And I remember coming back from Greece, and I just had I went veggie just before we went to Greece, which was not by choice. I just had this animal experience, and I just was put off and kind of didn't really consciously do it. Other than I was just like, I can't face it now. For a while, and that's happened before, and I've like switched back, so I didn't really anticipate it. But then we went to Greece, and all I could really eat was halloumi cheese and feta cheese. I thought that the Mediterranean diet would be more, and I know it is, like there's lots of veggies, or like, I don't know, what's the aubergine dish that they make, moussaka.
Like melanzana. No, moussaka, yeah.
But like not many places have that. I think because we were in the touristy places, they had a lot of like the gyros.
Yeah.
They didn't have many like veggie versions of the gyros. So I just had so much cheese and so much like flatbread, which was fantastic, but I came home feeling so nutrient deprived that I think that whole week I just like ate carrots and sweet potatoes and peas.
Oh my god.
That was like my meals.
You need
just remember
vitamins
this.
back in your body
Yeah.
again. That's so funny. Where did you go in Greece?
2 nights in Athens because felt like we had to like go and see the
I'd love
city.
to go to Athens.
Yeah, so I'm not a big city person, and it was a big city, and I
Yeah.
got swindled of money.
Did
So I
you?
put like 4 bracelets on my arm, and was like, no pay, no
I've
pay, no
told
pay.
you about this
and I was
before.
like, okay. And then it was like, that'll be however many, 30 euros. And I was like, fuck. I should have just taken them off.
I
and
would have
given them
taken the
back to them.
bracelets off, yeah.
But I'm a really socially awkward person. They see you, they vet you, they smell you, and they're like, I know you're going to be naive and vulnerable.
All that time I spent training you guys when we went to Paris, just out the window.
I know, but I was kind of more concerned about the rides in Paris. And that was so fun. Tash and I and our friend Soph, at like after school, when we finished school, when we graduated, we were like, let's go to Paris. Let's have a trip to Paris. And we went to
girls'
Disney
holiday
World,
after
girls'
sixth
trip.
form.
Yeah, and we stayed in this such a cute little like actual rural village. Like as it didn't feel like you were in the touristy area. There was like a
not
river
at
nearby. There was like a little patisserie that
It was
we went for bread.
gorgeous.
We did Disney World and Universal Studios all in one day, didn't we? Or did we do 2 days?
I can't remember.
I know we did the Finding Nemo ride. That was my highlight. And it was like a 3-hour
You have such
wait.
a good memory, honestly.
Yeah.
I do remember the pastry, because I remember the escargot, the like the swirly pastry with, because they're my favourite, with the
so
raisins and the custard in them.
Yeah. So nice.
God,
I like
that's so
that.
good.
the
And I
chocolate
remember
version.
the pasta we had on the last night. I think that was there, not in Amsterdam. Sometimes I get confused because we also went to Amsterdam
We
on a
also
girls'
did
trip a
that.
couple of years later.
We've done Amsterdam a
Was
couple
that
times.
just us though?
Was just us the first time. The second time was my birthday, and there were 4 of us. Tennille and Nick.
Oh yes.
That trip was amazing. We also we watched Modern Family. I think we binged Modern Family.
That's so funny. I love One Family so much.
Can we tell about the Amsterdam trip that you and I went on? When we were trying to be a little bit experimental.
Oh, Cara really wanted to try weed,
I did in Amsterdam. It's legal.
and
We did
I don't
brownies,
like
cake.
I don't like weed because it makes me paranoid.
Well, I tried it, so I never knew.
But We
We had chips. We got those like loaded fries.
No, so we got a
and a
weird
cookie
brownie.
and a brownie that we took back to the hotel.
Yeah, and
with our
then
chips.
we had like a quarter of it each or something.
Literally. And then made ourselves go to bed because we were like scared.
And then we went and walked into town and got chips.
Oh, sorry.
So that was
did
afterwards.
That oh, did
yeah.
we?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
wait? I'm impressed that we did wait until
because it was
see
dark.
What happened. Yeah.
And then we went out, I went for a walk, and then we came back and I get so paranoid.
Do you get paranoid that you'll get paranoid though?
I don't know because I've never done it enough to
know
like really know.
Sure.
To be honest, but I just know I did like twice at uni, and both times I just was really paranoid.
It's your star sign.
So yeah,
Aries and weed are quite compatible.
Yeah, I think so. You can relax and
Yeah,
just chill out. I can't.
Not that I'm a regular recreational user. I will just caveat that. But
No.
in Amsterdam, I don't think it made me particularly, from what I can recall, I don't think it made me particularly
I know.
concerned.
No, I literally now, if we ever went back, you can just do it. I'll just get drunk.
No, I'm kind of okay with just getting drunk now.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm the same. Like, I know my limits with alcohol. Also, is it not illegal now again in Amsterdam for tourism purposes? I'm sure they've like said that tourists can't buy it now.
Really?
I think so. I feel like so. But I don't know how they can police it, because that was such a big draw for people, wasn't it? Amsterdam is fun. We should go again.
The funniest thing about Amsterdam, actually, this is so cute though, when we went, was sorry, I was thinking, did we go once or twice? But we went twice, but the first time was just us, yeah. So, when we like got to our Airbnb, there was a really nice guy who was like running the Airbnb, and he had like a little map of Amsterdam for us. And he was like, do you like coffee shops? And we just thought of coffee, and we were like, yeah, we love coffee shops. So he was like highlighting all the coffee shops for us. And it wasn't until like later, like the next day, that we realized that coffee shops are like the weed shops.
Yeah, we didn't realize, because the
We did
cafes
not
are the normal.
realise.
If you go to a cafe,
Yeah.
that's a normal coffee shop.
But a
like, we would
coffee
know that,
shop
but a coffee shop
is a weed shop.
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I don't know why we just didn't clock that like at all. I think that's so cute.
We were just
so
naive.
wholesome.
We're so naive.
We are so wholesome.
So
honestly.
wholesome. I talk about wholesome, that trip, my highlight, when we got I don't think we ended up getting a tandem bike because we were too afraid, but we went outside of, you'll know where we went because you took me
You
there.
went to Amstel Park, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then did we see a windmill?
Yeah, we
And
hired
then we
bikes.
went to a zoo and they had kangaroos.
Yeah, they
I was
did.
like, what
That
the
was
fuck?
so random.
That was cute. I was terrified slightly to cycle.
Cycle, yeah.
Because it's so busy.
Yeah.
But I guess they're so jacked up for it, right?
But then you
Cycle
cycle
pass.
on the cycle pass, yeah, so it's not too scary.
That
That was fun. I enjoyed that day.
That was a lovely day.
Yeah.
Because it was really nice. We kind of... we didn't do any of the peep shows, did we? We did that the second trip.
You guys did. I don't think I went in the second time.
No, you did.
Did I?
You came in,
I think I
but
was
we
so drunk at this
were
point.
trashed.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Do you remember? Because we were celebrating my birthday, so 4 of us went. We can talk about this on the pod, right? This is
I see
Utterly
why not.
Unfiltered.
Yeah,
it's unfiltered.
I always mark our episodes as explicit. So
Okay, cool. Oh, good, nice. Okay, this is when the police storm the house. No, I feel like they have bigger fish to fry than a trip to Amsterdam. But anyway, so then it was my birthday. We decided to drink a little bit too early on in the day, I think. So we did I don't think we planned this, but then we kind of thought, oh yeah, let's do it. It was a booze cruise, basically. A cruise on the canals, but with Prosecco.
that was so much
and
fun.
I never drank Prosecco at the time.
Yeah.
But I did, because I was like, well, it's the only thing they offer.
Yeah.
I want to get my money's worth. It's my birthday. Just force it down. Beautiful. Like, I remember us just lying on the boat, looking at the thing.
And we had the
really
best spot as well. We were like
We
right
did.
in the bow.
Yeah, we did. We had it just
It was like really comfy, cozy.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly, I remember. We had
Yeah.
blankets though, and the Prosecco.
Yeah, they gave us blankies.
So we got on this ship relatively. We'd had a couple drinks. We went to that cool, like, really dark place. Like, it was really dark inside. It
Yeah,
felt
and then
like
they had
American.
like little seats like on the
Yes,
yeah.
table, I think, or something. It
Yeah,
felt
we were
very-
drunk in the
We-
bar because I remember.
Yes.
I remember that. That was not
Oh,
great.
was that before?
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was.
god, it was. Was it? Yeah. Okay, so
think
we
it
had the
must have been,
DMCs
right?
and the cheers and everyone, whatevs. And then we decided to do the booze cruise. But when we got off the booze cruise, I just remember awkward turtle, awkward elephant. I still remember thinking, like, I stood off on the platform off of the little boat or whatever you call it. And I still remember the floor moving. And I was like, am I still on the boat? Or is this just me?
Yeah.
So we peaked super, super early.
So early.
Then we went for pasta.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
ate so much. I was so full.
Yeah.
And I felt really quite sick.
Did you?
But then we sort of recovered it enough to go very briefly to the party area of the town. Had one cocktail at a bar. And then... That was kind of the end of the night.
That was the end then.
But we did peak quite early.
We did.
What do we expect?
I enjoyed the booze cruise. That was very fun.
That was actually so fun. The next day, though, also a highlight because we were just then also hanging, but then we'd had another little hair of the dog drink waiting to go to the airport. And we were just sitting on one of the little, on a table that was on one of the bridges, I think, over the canal. Do you remember? All of us just like, oh my God, I don't want to go home. Like, this is the life. Sun was out.
Oh yeah, it was like that little Dutch cafe where they had like Dutch food.
Yeah, we could, I think Theo and I got a giant pretzel that we shared. Yeah, we had to get a giant pretzel. And yeah, that was actually also amazing. Even though I felt a little sick, I was like, this is still the life.
Yeah, it was beautiful weather, wasn't it? We got very lucky.
Yeah, because the day before was a little chilly.
Yeah.
And that day was beautiful, so we were like, oh,
yeah,
please don't make us leave. Anyway, we had to come home.
That was our little recap of our holidays.
Yeah, sorry, that was unprovoked, spontaneous.
Unhinged.
Wow.
Well, there you go, that's what we're like,
if you wanted to know what Amsterdam travel tips.
Well, our next girls' holiday will be... Not a girls' holiday,
no,
but, you know...
girls and boys, but
girls
that will
and
be...
boys' holiday in March. In Vietnam and Cambodia.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You are coming.
No, I am coming. I'm 100% coming.
She better.
I am. I'm in my free-flowing era. Blow my cash. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll tell you all about... Maybe in the next
because they have £4 cocktails.
You should have led with that in your presentation.
It's in the presentation.
No, I know, but you should have led with that.
Okay.
You don't know how to pitch it to me.
As if I didn't budget cocktails for you, Cara. Come on now. I know exactly the audience that
I know.
Also, it's your birthday whilst we're out there. So I found a rooftop bar. I'm just, the whole shebang.
Wowzers. Well, no, I'm coming. I'm absolutely coming. We'll tell. Maybe we should outline. We can go through the presentation together. Maybe in one of the next pods.
Yeah,
that'll force me to read it as well with you, and we can get all excited. And you guys can probably be like, "Shut up, move on, move on with the topic." Okay, let's move on with the topic. So this is how we have conviction.
More conviction in our opinions. I'm learning to back myself.
Okay, right.
Alrighty.
We touched on this in one of the previous episodes that we sort of talked about being in your late 20s and how we're now we're kind of having more confidence in how we feel and to kind of speak our minds.
Yeah.
So do you want to take us into the segue?
Sure. Happily. Yeah, so, well, I guess I could probably start by saying, I am a Libra, and Libras are, the scales in astrology. And that means that I can always see both sides of the coin. I can see other people's opinions. I'm very easily to be a mediator, it's not one thing or the other. It's nuanced, and that's kind of always been my personality. It's I would very rarely express very strong opinions when I was younger towards anything really, because I never felt like I was perhaps educated enough, or I didn't have the confidence to debate. I don't want to debate because I'm not a debater. I'm a mediator.
Sure.
So I would never really have any kind of conviction in my opinions. I think what triggered this whole kind of realization was I was listening back to a podcast episode. It was one that we did on knowing your strengths and why it matters.
Okay.
And
I like that one, I think.
It was a really good episode, and I really still agree with everything that I said, but when I listened to it back I realized how wishy-washy and convoluted I was in my explanation, and
even in the pod.
Yeah, in my storytelling of it.
Okay.
And there's I think that there's two reasons for this. One is that I've never honestly been the strongest storyteller because I don't really tend to think before I speak. So I will often repeat myself because I'll rephrase what I've said multiple times to get to the version of it I wanted to say originally. Do you know what I mean? But all of that will actually come out of my mouth. Right. So I can basically say the same sentence 3 times.
In different ways.
Yeah. The third one is the well thought out version. Now, I feel like most people would probably think and then they would say the third sentence. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas I would, I've literally done it here. I've just said 3 times that and now I've lost my train of thought. So great choice. But yes, anyways.
So your third time, so are you saying that it comes out, but only the third time you say something, you actually say what you meant to say?
I just repeat myself. I repeat myself. When I'm telling a story, I repeat myself throughout the story.
Why? To validate yourself, or because you don't know how to?
Because it doesn't come out clearly the first time.
I see.
And because I don't pause, I just talk. You know? And that kind of means that I'm not the strongest storyteller for that reason. It's something that people have picked up on multiple times. I get quite I used to get quite defensive about it because it's obviously people will make jokes about it, you know, oh, you just said that, you're repeating yourself or whatever. It's yeah, I know. It's just I don't know. It's the only way I know how to talk.
Okay.
I don't know why. Yeah. It just is. And so I think that obviously comes across as quite wishy-washy because I'm not just making a straight statement. I'm saying the same thing a couple of different ways.
Okay.
And then the second thing I think is, like, I don't want to, like, alienate anybody by having, like, a strong opinion on something. So I will just, I guess it's like, I don't want to say, like, I strongly believe this one thing and then have it proven that I actually don't, or
commitment
like I have
issues
to,
maybe.
yeah, like, or I have to like
live by it.
then back my, like, I
Yeah.
have to then just like continue to back up the same opinion.
Because your perspectives can change.
Exactly.
You should never be committed to something, but I can understand that other people maybe... we like sort of neat categorical things. We like to associate Tash with believing this
Yeah.
system of beliefs or having this hobby or whatever. Like, I think we do, we categorize people in our brains.
Yeah.
So try and make sense of them, because
Yeah.
otherwise people are confusing. So I can understand that you don't want to reinforce your position on something in case you then change your mind.
Exactly. And I just don't think that I want to ever be polarizing. But then in the grand scheme of things, like, the whole point of this podcast is that it's called Utterly Unfiltered, and like we are supposed to share like our unfiltered opinion on things so the people who share that opinion feel less alone. But instead of thinking about the people who share that opinion with me, I think about all the people who might not share the opinion.
Sure.
And I don't want to alienate them by, or like make them feel like they're wrong or there's something wrong with them.
Or do you ever question the opinion itself and think, like, because sometimes we sit here and I give you my insight, but then I'm like, actually, do I feel that way? And it's like, it's not necessarily that I'm afraid to kind of say it, but sometimes I don't know what I'm trying to say. And so sometimes I'd rather not say anything. Maybe it's the commitment thing again.
Yeah.
It's like, once it's out there, then it's associated with you. And I might not even feel as strongly about it until I properly think about it and comprehend it.
And I think, like, I'm not willing to be challenged a lot of the times. And, like, I've spoken to, like, Ali about this in the past because, like, not in our relationship, but just, like, he is a debater. Like, that's his personality. So he's happy to go into a conversation with someone, make a statement, have a whole debate about it. And by the end of it, he might have changed his mind. And, like, he will, you know, say that. He's not, like hard and fast or whatever.
Sure.
But he will, like, he's okay with just having it out over speech with some random person.
Okay.
If he needs to. Whereas I am like, I CBA to sit there and like defend my, like, for example, vegetarianism. Like, you know, people would love to debate veganism with me.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Sure.
They're gagging.
And they'll
for
try
it.
and they'll
Yeah.
try and like hook you in. They'll try and reel you in.
Absolutely. But it doesn't work with me because I don't have enough conviction, I think, in my opinion, that I don't think we should eat animals to actually have like a debate with somebody about it. I don't think have a strong enough, I don't back myself enough.
But can I challenge that? Just talking about how you don't like to be challenged. Go on. What if you have enough conviction that you don't feel like you have to justify it?
Yeah.
Because this is the point that I'm trying to get to. And actually, it's like a family friend of mine happens to be a psychologist, and she was trying to give me this advice because I am very easily like goaded or whatever. Is it goaded?
I don't know.
Right, one of them, into having like debates with people, especially like if it's like relatives and they have strong opinions on the kind of opposite spectrum to where I sit.
Yeah.
And I'm very much like, I get so defensive of my point, and I actually think, if I think about it, that's when I'm the most insecure about it.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to convince someone that a decision I've made is the right decision, I'm going to be more defensive and more heated about it.
Because you're not sure it's the
Because
right
I'm not
decision
sure
yet.
about it. And so maybe other people look at me and think, oh, she's got such conviction in that. But I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like when I have more conviction in something, it's when I have to convince other people about it. So I'm trying to get to a point where, like, okay, if someone comes up to me and says, oh, let's just go on the theme that we went on last time. Okay, you're 28 now, like, you should really start settling down. You know, maybe you should get into full-time work again, and maybe music is not, you know, it's not going to be profitable. I am so sure that I want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
That I don't think I'd take it that personally. I don't think I'd be that heated about it. I think I'd kind of be like, okay, cool, well, I'm on a different path, thanks.
Yeah.
But ask me about something that I'm not so sure on, like my views about certain government policies, for example. I can't not come to mind, but I don't know much about politics. I really should. And I'm probably going to just take the stance that closely aligns with me, which will be the pro-socialist, pro-liberal.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just hammer down on that, even though I probably know nothing about the policy.
Yeah.
Because I have not that much conviction that I know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to really double down and really be aggressive with it.
Yeah.
So can I just challenge you in the sense of, like, do you think you actually feel like you can't justify being vegetarian? Or do you actually feel like you're so okay and at peace with it that you don't really care to argue it because it's not going to change? It's just not. I mean, what do you think now?
It's a great question, and I agree with you in terms of like quiet confidence, and I think
Yeah.
that is actually like how I tend to be, is I won't really make a statement about something. I will just decide something, and then I will just continue to do that thing.
Sure,
and
you'll
people
live it
try
out.
to challenge me, I'm just like, that's just what I do.
Sure.
However, I think in like the exact example of like vegetarianism, if you want to use that one, like I have told people my whole life the reason I don't eat meat is because I don't like the taste.
Yeah.
And whilst, yes, that was the reason I stopped eating meat to begin with, that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
I don't not eat meat because it tastes anymore. I will never eat meat in my life, no matter what it tastes like,
Yeah.
because I don't believe in eating animals.
Yeah.
So my actual opinion has changed. And I fully believe that we shouldn't eat animals.
Sure.
And I don't think it's healthy. And I
Yeah.
even think about it from a health point of view.
Yeah.
I don't think drinking like milk is healthy. Like we are not cows. Why are we drinking the juice from their from them? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you know, they're pumped full of hormones and then we're eating beef mince.
Yeah.
Like I just think there's so much wrong with the food we're consuming, and it's so genetically modified and so pumped full of preservatives, and it's just, unless you're eating like organic, free range, whole fed XYZ food, I just don't think it's good for you.
Okay, but there's conviction.
Yeah. But that's because right now I'm not being like challenged on it.
Okay.
But I would not ever have this conversation with someone who was like a meat eater.
Okay.
And then have them like argue the point with me, because they'll just say things that aren't true, but I don't have the conviction to be like, but you're wrong.
Or the
though.
quick sort of comeback.
Yeah, I don't have like all, and people won't have the fact. This is the funny thing, like people will have arguments with me about veganism, and they will like make like comments, you know, for example, about like soy, you know, farms are what's killing the
Yeah.
Amazon rainforest, but the soy farms are being used to create soy for cows,
Yeah,
not
right.
for tofu.
Right.
So that's not.
But maybe you wouldn't have the conviction to say it at the time. or
Yeah,
the
but then they'll be
confidence
like,
or the-
but they'll be like, no, that's not true. And I'll be like, okay, but it is true. And they'll be like, but it's not true. I'm like, it is true. It's like, we don't get anywhere
No,
from
sure,
that, do
sure.
we? It's like, where do we get from this? Like, nothing good happens from this conversation. So I'm not bothered about arguing it with you.
I do feel like I have less conviction as well when I feel like I'm going to be a stereotype. So the stereotype is always that vegetarians and vegans like are very like preachy about it, and
Yeah.
some of I know that stereotype comes from somewhere, but I'm not that way inclined. But no one questions, say, the meat eaters that will literally take you to. I've had it where I've sat at a table and I've been asked point blank by like 3 people at the table, why are you vegetarian? Like, I don't understand. Why are you doing this? Like, I could not do this. No one really gives sort of people that kind of stereotype to sort of challenge non-meat eaters.
Yeah.
Yet we have a stereotype that we try and like sway people,
Yeah.
that we think we're better, or we think we're like more.
So
And I
I love-
literally don't like, your choice is your choice. I don't
Yeah.
care. I really
Yeah.
I don't care. Obviously, I care about the planet and the environment, but I know that there's more ways to look after it. Some people recycle, some people don't eat meat, some people don't use more public transport. Like, I don't think there's one way, and I don't think if we polarize it, it gets us anywhere. I think we can work together in different ways. So it doesn't really make a difference to me what you do. But I feel like if I challenge you on that particular topic or anything, feminism, whatever, I think I'm going to put into a stereotype of, oh, you know, another one of them, another one of the preachers.
Yeah.
But yet they can challenge you all they want.
Yeah.
And they're fine with it.
I know,
They
it's
get away
like,
with it.
since when have I ever sat around a table and asked somebody, you eat meat? Why would you eat meat? That's so gross.
You never food guilted, actually. Even
Like-
because I ate meat for the majority of our friendship early days when you didn't.
It's not related to me.
Right.
But it's like, but I might silently judge, but like, I will not have an
Tash
argument.
silently judges all the
Like,
time. And
yeah.
let me tell you.
Yeah, like for real. I silently judge my boyfriend all the time when he buys meat from the supermarket. I'm like, or like eats like 7 chicken breasts, and like, you're disgusting. Honestly, it's actually
I
grim.
just mean in general, but you know.
It's grim to me. But anyways, so I think basically, I mean, the topic of this obviously was like learning to back myself and like how I am.
Sorry, I've just seen my angel number.
Oh my god!
222.
Honestly, the angels are all over you at the moment.
I screenshotted. I know we're completely off track, but I screenshotted the Spotify for the band account yesterday to see, because I wanted to like screenshot how many monthly listeners we have, and the time was 2222.
Crazy.
But 2222, like 222 means balance. So I kind of feel like maybe it's like saying, oh, it's good that you're working and doing music, which I'm like, oh, here for that. But anyway, now I'm overthinking my age number. Sorry, carry on.
It's there too, look.
Well,
just moved as we looked at it, but yes, it was right there. But yes, anyway, so basically what I'm learning is that, like, it's okay to have strong opinions, even if others don't agree with them.
Yeah.
And it's okay, and I'm not saying, like, I'm learning to debate with people, because that's not true. I'm just learning to, like, not shy away, I guess, from saying I have an opinion on something.
Okay.
Because I think I spent a whole lot of my life, like, hiding my opinions towards certain things, or, like, asking other people what their opinions are, and then kind of, like, using that to, like, make an assessment on how I feel about them, but not actually ever giving the time to, like, share my own opinions on those things. Like, for example, like, I have broken up with someone before about their political views. Huge part of why we broke up. Not the whole reason, but a huge part of why we broke up. Why I broke up with him was because of his political views, which I found out about because of an election. I didn't know about them before, and I found out about because of an election, and I never went and had, like, a full-blown discussion, like, no, but this is what I believe in, and, like, let's talk about it, let's debate it, let's have, like, an educated conversation. Sure. I just went, you're wrong, goodbye. Like, you know what I mean?
No shit. Yeah.
And it's like, and I think that, like, and it wasn't the whole reason, it was just, like, I think for me, it was the final straw. Sure. Was actually what it was at the end of the day. It was the final straw. I'm not going to just pretend like that was the whole reason. I'm not that, like,
intense with it, but
it was.
But it is a big thing for people, because if your ideology doesn't align with someone else's, that influences a lot of your other behaviors and personality traits. So even if that was the reason.
Yeah. But this is the thing. So, for example, I have an opinion. I don't believe in mixed politics relationships. I don't think they work.
That's fair.
That's an opinion that I would never actually have previously ever said to somebody. Sure. Because then I'm like, oh, but then people are going to feel bad if they're in a mixed politics. Oh, but, you know, I don't know everyone else's point of view. Oh, maybe it does work. Maybe someone needs to convince me that actually it's totally fine to be in a relationship with someone who literally has completely different political views than you.
Sure.
Like, yeah, like, no, oh, we don't all have to have the same values. Like, that would be me before. Like, I would literally on this podcast have not ever said that, because I didn't want to alienate anybody in the audience who is in a mixed politics relationship.
Don't you think then, I'm interested, but don't you think just on that then it's important, in order to have more conviction, to acknowledge that your opinion is not the absolute truth?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you do. And I think that's what leads you to then be able to have more conviction and not question what you're going to make other people believe. Or in turn also, I think allows other people not to feel alienated. Because if we all just accept the truth, which is that our opinion is not the truth.
Yeah.
It is our opinion. Therefore, there's no right or wrong. It's just like it is not the truth. Then I think we would feel more justified in expressing it. Because we would know that that's not what we believe to necessarily be true. It's just how we feel.
Yeah. I love that. You're so right. That your opinion is not the truth. Like, that is it. Like, it's just not.
And if you acknowledge that, then you can be more brazen maybe with saying it.
I think you're completely correct.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. And I think also, like, part of it for me has been like, you know what? I'm okay with saying something polarizing now that people might not agree with in the moment if it does make them think. And I like, you know what, like, that is my purpose. Yeah. Like, my purpose is, like, you know, I want to connect with people. Yeah, that's the whole reason I want this podcast. Sure. I feel like like I said, I want to be relatable. I want people to not feel alone. If I say something like, I don't believe in a mixed politics relationship, and somebody out there is having issues with their partner and is thinking about whether or not, you know, like, their values are actually aligning, and can they actually see this lasting, how are they going to raise their kids? Like, you know, there's so many things you got to think about.
Sure.
And it makes them think, actually, this is important. I'm not being crazy. I'm not thinking to myself, I'm not just trying to pick for problems, you know, oh, maybe I need to go more into, like, his opinion. Maybe he's right actually and not me, or she's right actually and not me. No. If you believe one thing and they believe something that's opposing, and you don't think it's going to work out because of those things, that's okay.
Yeah.
Break up then. Like, you have the conviction to do that.
Sure.
So, like, even if, and some people might not agree with that, but, like, if that makes somebody think, then I feel like that's good.
Then you've achieved something.
Yeah.
I feel like if we weren't put on the earth to make each other contemplate and consider and reflect, what do we serve? What purpose do we serve for each other? Like, if everyone wants to just meet people that agree with them and that are like-minded, like, of course we do. It's easy. There's less resistance. There's less conflict. It makes you feel more reinforced in your opinions. But personally, because I think, like you, I'm very, like, I consider myself a people person. I'm really interested in people. Hence, we study psychology. Hence, we're doing the pod. And we're interested in differing perspectives. Like, if I'm not in the company of someone who will challenge me, I don't get as much enjoyment from it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those really bizarre people that I would love to sit and debate the meaning of life with you, but I just as similarly love to have meaningless discussions about like fun facts about planets or fruit, or like I love the silly conversations.
Yeah.
Like, what superpower would you have? And I love the really, like, you know, moral debates, like, if you had one relative on a train track or 100 strangers, who would you choose? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I fucking love that because it challenges me. It stimulates me.
Yeah.
I don't think I want someone who's just as gonna just agree.
Which is so funny because I've always hated those kinds of like moral like dilemmas, because I can see every different opinion.
Yeah, of
and
course.
so I can't make a decision.
Yeah.
It's like I've always struggled with that for that reason.
Try it now.
No, I can't. I genuinely still can't.
The train track.
Yeah, I can't. Because I can see, I think I can see every single side. I think obviously I would probably save the person I'm related to. But that's because everyone's inherently selfish. That's what we're like. But like, I think that's what I'd actually do. But whether or not I believe that's the right thing, I don't know.
Sure, but this is where it comes in. Is like, your opinion is not the truth.
Yeah.
So it's not the right. So yeah, I'm the same. Like, I think
if you didn't, you're a sociopath. Like, why would you not want to save someone that you're related to and love?
Well,
like,
I don't think not necessarily a sociopath. Maybe you're like an empath. Maybe you are actually more of a decent, selfless human if you're gonna save 100 strangers, because you know of how many other people they could that could harm, as opposed to you being the person that's harmed. Like, I just think, like, again, it's different sides, but I know selfishly, and I don't like to admit it, but I would save my relative. I would, but I know that that's not the right thing to do. I know it's not the right thing to do. I think in my mind, again, my opinion, not the truth, it would be to save the 100 people, because 100 lives versus one life. But I know me, and I know I'm very emotional, and I know that I'm selfish inherently. I don't know. I just like
it's so hard, isn't it?
See, moral debates.
I just struggle with those.
Okay, what superpower would you have?
Oh, teleportation.
Oh, good. Yeah, you could go. Well, that would make sense. Yeah. I would fly.
Yeah,
just be fun.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
So,
what about you? What about you when it comes to this?
I think again with the sort of, I think it relates to when I feel more conviction in something. I don't think I need to argue it as much, because I'm more kind of at peace with my decision and my viewpoint. But I think the biggest thing for me is, in order to have more conviction, and probably I think it comes across too, it's that thing of like, I can compare it to like teaching or raising children or something. Like, I've often heard the expression from relatives or teacher friends or whatever, that you can have it's almost like, don't show emotion. It's like children will prey on your weakness, and if they see that you're emotional about something, they'll I don't know what's the word, but they'll take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with having conviction. Like, if I am rational and level-headed, and someone else is trying to spark a debate in me, and I'm just remaining steadfast on my view, and I'm not overly emotional. I'm kind of just saying what I need to say very clearly, very obviously with some actual like intent and passion behind it. But that compared to when I'm really emotional about something, or I'm really fired up, and I'm just shouting the same point, and I'm not really like, then I don't think I come across as having more conviction. Maybe it's a girl versus boy thing, which I wanted to bring in the gender debate too, because I think guys that are very like aggressive with their points, I think are seen to have conviction. I think when we're aggressive with our points, we're seen to be more emotional, and therefore not taken as seriously, right? I do believe that, but I do also feel it too. And maybe it's the same for guys, right? But I if I'm emotional about something, again, I don't think I feel, or I don't think I'm coming across as having as much conviction. If I can kind of dissociate myself a little bit, step back, be like, okay, cool, these are the facts as I know them to be, this is my opinion as I know it to be, I think I feel like I have more conviction. But I'm also conscious that I don't think you need to hide your emotions. Some people just are that passionate. Like, I see it now with what's going on in the world. I see a lot of like friends on social media who are literally sitting there holding the camera and like crying and being like, guys, this is so wrong, what the fuck is happening? So I'm not saying emotions are not powerful, they are, and I do think there's a place for them. I just know that personally my emotions cloud my reasoning. So when I'm more emotional, I'm not going to express myself as well. When I'm able to, and I'm not able to, but the few times I have been, when I can just take a breath, and sometimes asking questions is more powerful in terms of conviction for me than giving answers. Like, to actually challenge someone, instead of me being like, okay, say veganism, okay, but this is unhealthy, and look what the animals are doing to the environment. But sometimes I think for me, what's I've found to be quite powerful is asking.
Yeah.
So what do you think of like methane that cows produce? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because then it makes people, as opposed to you telling them, it makes them question it themselves.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that kind of comes, like, if I feel like I have conviction on something, I feel like I can kind of turn the table and ask someone else. So it's like veggies saying, oh, the soya farms. Well, why are they producing the soya? Instead of giving them the answer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think that can be powerful.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I have more conviction, I can do that a little bit. But yeah, the gender debate thing I think is huge. Like, I don't think we're raised to have conviction. Honestly, I don't. I think we're raised to, and even in subtle ways, even by society, by film and media, by teachers, by parents, by friends, by being like rewarded when you're being really diplomatic and polite. I think we're constantly taught as women that in order to be effective members of society, we need to people please, and i.e. not have our own thoughts and feelings and emotions, or not present them. Because if you think of all the greats, like in literature, all of the sort of the Emily Brontes, the suffragettes, the women that actually challenged the status quo and had enough conviction to take action on it, are the ones that fuck things up. But like, thank God, right?
Yeah.
But they're not what society wanted.
No.
They didn't want that. That didn't serve the general society. That didn't serve the man. So for us to have to learn how to have conviction, I think it's a process.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's natural for us. Like, with guys, like, that's commended.
Yeah.
Like, debate teams, like, that's commended. It's commended for a man to be able to have an opinion and argue it and win.
Yeah. It's 100% so
Right?
true. Yeah, I think you're completely right. And I think that, like, honestly, like, I spent a lot of my youth finding it embarrassing when people did have a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
And when people got passionate about things, I found it awkward. I found it uncomfortable. I found it embarrassing. I was like, why are you talking about this?
Yeah.
Like, this is cringe. Like, you know, like that, because that's what it was taught to me that it was, you know? So like, oh, I have a strong opinion on this. Oh, well, shut up and, you know,
just get on with it. Doesn't matter.
You know, it doesn't matter.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know anything. Like, you know, so when I hate even guys, you know, like, I do just kind of think like, oh, it's just your ego talking, you know, like, oh, it's a bit embarrassing. Like, and I think about like I mean, it's the thing is that we're all so young, but you know, some people from like sixth form who are like always like super convicting is not the right word, but
confident in their opinions.
Yeah, like super confident in their opinions, super loud about it. I remember thinking cringe, which isn't the right way to think really, because then as an adult you're like, oh, actually, like,
but that's how you're taught.
But it is.
That's how you're taught. But I have had full-on debates with like with men who have become and have always been, as long as I've known them, had the tendency to get really heightened about a issue that they believe strongly. Yeah. Normally the older generations, because they have such differing views, right? That they have been able to raise their voice, shake their hands, you know, lean forward and kind of maintain eye contact, and that's all kind of normal. Yeah. Then as soon as I've reacted, or not even reacted, as soon as even if I've initiated, it doesn't matter. As soon as I've done the same thing, I've raised my voice, I've kind of had more overt body reaction, kind of, you know, non-verbal behaviors. I have been called aggressive. Yeah. I have been told that I'm being aggressive. Yeah. Whereas, firstly, the man doing that
is the actual aggressive thing.
Aggression. Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe that's also sexist to say, but it is. Yeah, like, it is. That's more threatening. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna say that there's gender differences between men and women, then accept that as a man you are more intimidating and you have more potential to do physical harm to a woman. So that's the aggression. This is the response. This is the anger to that aggression that has
just matching the energy.
Changed our behavior for centuries. And I do think we're not taught to have conviction.
No.
And I hope that with my children, if I have children and if they are girls and boys, I will teach them to respectfully have conviction. Yeah. And I hope I will pride a daughter on joining the debate team as much as I would, I don't know, doing ballet or whatever. Like, I would hope that I would instill those qualities.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Teach them how to like stand up for what they believe in.
Absolutely.
Glennon Doyle talks about this. The book that I reference more than I reference anything in this pod.
Yeah.
Untamed. She talks about her daughter and the polar bears, I think. Like her daughter being so upset about what's happening to the polar bears. And Glennon for ages, like, and the teachers were like, oh, she just can't stop talking about the polar bears. And Glennon was like, oh, how do I get her off this topic? Like, why is she concerned about this? This is not relevant to her. She needs to go and focus on her work. And then she was like, reflects on it, and she says, I'm actually proud of her. That she's actually doing something about it. She's that steadfast in her view at such a young age. And she has such a clear idea of what she believes to be true and right and moral. And I need to encourage this. So then she flips it and she goes and does this parade and they adopted, you know, polar bear and stuff.
Why do we constantly try to suppress?
Because we're people pleasers inherently. As women, we are.
It's so actually, honestly, that's like so unbelievably true. And I think that's so heartbreaking, isn't it? It's like you think about all the things that when you were younger, you like felt really strongly about, whether it was like, you know, making sure that everyone got to be the tagger when you played tag, so it was fair, or whether it was something like, you know, like animals or whatever it was. Instead of being like, that's amazing that you have that strong opinion, it was like, oh, why are you being such a square, you know, like, or are you so bossy, or whatever it is. It's like,
I literally, my first award, and still my parents' pride and joy, and it has been for mine for ages until I sort of reflect on it. And I'm not saying it's not a good thing. Respect, I think, and having general manners, I do strongly believe is a good way to approach life. But there was something at school that we got awarded, and I, again, so proud of it at the time, won the award for the first time they introduced it. It's called the Courtesy Cup, and it was for being polite and well-mannered. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but they never had a cup for being outspoken and having an individual opinion. No.
Yeah,
that's not a thing. That's not a thing to be an out-of-the-box thinker or to be really creative. Even at like school, I think back, like, because I don't know, I think until you make a success of something, people don't encourage it as much. So when I went back to our school and I was doing house music, I was judging house music, and all of the teachers that were there, because now they know I do music, were like, oh wow, Cara was always like so part of the like music community at school. Like, I was not. I was a really shy, like reserved, would hang out with you and Soph every day kind of vibes. Like I did not do music. I didn't even study music, which I didn't. That's fine. But until it's like until the things that make you a little more outspoken, until they serve other people, they're not. It's the same with now doing punk music. It's like, I know I'm gone on a tangent, but it's like when I showed that song to people initially, it didn't go down so well, and people questioned my decisions, and it made me think, should I even release this? I remember messaging you and being like, not many people like the song, but can you just tell me what you think? Because I don't even know whether I should release it at this point. I don't even know if I should continue this. And now it's out, and it's getting a good reception. Now everyone loves the song.
I love it.
But you know what I mean? I mean, like, now, out of principle, now because other people are liking the song, the same people
like,
that were like,
good job, Cara.
So until you challenging the status quo is deemed as acceptable and appropriate, then don't do it. But if you do it and then it's, like, appropriate and people are responding well, then, oh, I'm so proud of you.
I think there is an element of, like...
Traditional.
And I think there's an element of, like, move in silence. And, like, I think that's something that I, like, definitely used to live by. And, like, now I'm actually trying to challenge myself to be a bit louder. But I think perhaps... But if you have like people pleasing tendencies, and therefore by being louder you end up doubting yourself, perhaps actually move in silence is a way to have more conviction in yourself, because you're no longer asking other people for their opinions
or needing their validation
or needing to discuss something with them, so you're actually backing yourself by moving in silence.
That's where, so you and me, and I love doing this part with you, because I think this is where we're really interesting to each other and hopefully to other people, is because we're on such like very different paths in a way, or very different outlooks, or very different, we've done things in the different sort of, you know, like timelines and orders, because that's exactly where I'm at. Whereas you're challenging yourself to be more outspoken, I'm challenging myself to be less outspoken, because I'm so susceptible to other people's opinions that I actually need to like separate the noise from my own voice. So like I still do it, obviously. I still ask you like, oh, should I post this, should I not? But I know that's where I need to get. I know I need to get to the point where don't have to ask.
No.
Where I just do it and I just stand by it.
And you don't have to tell either. That's the thing. It's like, don't ask, don't tell. You just do. So you just post.
You do you.
And you don't tell somebody, I've just posted a new song. You tell obviously on social media, because it's the whole point, it's advertising. But you know, you don't then go to the group chat, here's a new song, can you like it, can you listen to it, can you do this, can you do that? Because then you're opening up opinions, and then someone's going to say, oh, I don't know about this.
Well, then
bit,
you're asking, and
what about that picture?
you're also telling yourself you need validation.
Yeah, exactly.
It just becomes a narrative.
Nothing.
Yeah, post and leave. No, I know, and it's the small actions I think that lead to the big changes. So it's just interesting that we're doing kind of different things.
I know, but we're both learning to back ourselves in different ways. Like,
yeah.
I'm learning to back myself in terms of, like, rather than just not engaging in a conversation where I actually do have an opinion, I'm now trying to actually share my opinion. Or if someone asks me, how do you feel about this thing, rather than being like, oh, I don't know enough. It's not true. I do know, I do know enough, and I'm not saying I'm going to debate. I'm saying I'm going to say this is what I believe.
Yes.
And if they go, why do you believe that? I'll tell them why. And then what about this? And say, that doesn't relate to me.
Right, and like, leave it like that when it's not. Yeah,
you know. Whereas you're trying to back you're learning to back yourself in terms of like, right now I know exactly what I want to do with my life. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm not leaning on everybody else around me for their opinion on those things.
I mean, I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
but that's where I know. That's where I know I need to be, because that's where I know I feel conviction.
Yeah,
I know that when I'm questioning it myself, I keep saying emotional, but I think that's the language. But I'm not emotional, but I'm defensive, maybe.
Yeah. Love that. Will you summarize for us?
Yes, I will summarize for us. We've talked a lot about it. I've liked this one a lot, actually. I think we're coming at it from two different perspectives. So for Tash, having conviction means actually speaking out loud about your opinions and doing it with enough confidence that you can be challenged and questioned and still fight the same corner. Mine looks very different. Mine is being able to kind of detach a little bit from my viewpoint and maybe being more kind of level-headed about the argument and not really taking it on board from an emotional perspective. But it also means maybe not even having to talk about, not even having to defend my point, just being secure in the knowledge that I feel that way and not having to justify it to someone. So I think, I don't know, did we have any tips for having more conviction? I think it was maybe just knowing yourself, and feeling confident enough. And maybe, you know what, if you don't have to engage in debates, if you're not ready to have them, if like Tash, you don't know yet enough about the facts, enough to kind of spit them back at people about the soya farms in the Amazon, you don't have to engage in the debate at the time. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel like it's going to go anywhere, don't engage. Take yourself away from, take yourself out of the room. Like, you don't have to engage. If it's going to do more damage and it's going to make you question or make you doubt, don't do it. But if you feel at a point where actually, you want to say something, then fucking say it.
Yeah.
And as a woman, it's harder to do that, but you'll learn.
Don't be afraid to be polarizing, because I think by being polarizing, you bring more of the right people into your life and you lose more of the wrong people.
That's how the world changes. Look at Greta Thunberg. Like, whether you believe or don't believe in what she's doing, like, she's doing things. She's changing the narrative and the landscape, and people
sometimes
are listening.
Taking action, whether that is in silence or out loud, is better. In fact, a lot of the time, taking action, whether it's uncomfortable or not, is better than being afraid to rock the boat.
If you believe in it and you're not doing naughty things to harm people.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, guys, for listening. If you have any thoughts or any kind of experiences where you maybe have or haven't had as much conviction, any tips you'd like to share, if you want to engage in this sort of debates about train tracks and superpowers, please do. That would be great. Anything, any engagement, any kind of feedback that we could get from you would be amazing, and any sharing, spreading the word of the pod. Please come back same time next week, which will be Hump Day again.
Yes, every week on Wednesday. All right, thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.